Hi guys, it's Borkson. Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new here. Welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, today is a throwback video. I want to do all of my former piercings I no longer have. Now guys, when we do this video, I usually know about piercings that I tried to give myself. I am not a professional piercer, never was, never will be. I don't like the object you have to do the piercing with. I can never be a professional piercer. And I'm adding this. If you guys get any wild ideas in your head after watching this video and you pierce yourself, it is not on me if you mess it up. Okay, guys, so first time I'm wearing my Stitch necklace with blue. I would have probably wear the pink one because I'm wearing pink earrings, but I'm wearing a blue outfit. It is what it is, guys. I'll be wearing that one probably tomorrow or the next day. It's a friendship necklace, BFFL on it, I think. I'm visually impaired, bless you guys. But nothing to do with piercings. I just love jewelry with characters on them. I have Winnie the Pooh earrings at home. So I'm zooming into my ears, guys. So I'm gonna tell you guys, this is my first ever piercing I ever had with my first set. You can see. When they pierced this side, they pierced it too low. It had to be re-pierced. Wasn't a problem. You know, my dad held my hand. They pierced my ears. It was all good. This one was a self-done. That's why I say if you do any of these piercings that I have, I'll show you guys. This is a self-done, my second one. I did it myself. I'm going over piercing I currently had, then I'm going to go over the ones that I no longer have. And then I got this one done with a piercing gun. Do not recommend that. It's actually a little uneven because I did it myself. It was a little too more uneven. So I went back, got it done again, and then I did this one myself. It fell out and I had to put it back in. Got it done with a gun. Do not recommend getting cartilage pierced with a gun, guys. Don't do it. And then I went and got it pierced on the opposite side. Then at Walmart, do not do that. And then I pierced this one myself. Do not recommend that. Okay, I will do a whole video separate on my self piercings I've done. And then I went and had this one done with a gun the same time I had this one done, guys. You guys can see I should have 8 in this ear, 9 in this ear, or more than that even, guys. I've had over 30 piercings. I've had the second ones done like 4 times in this one ear alone because I just couldn't get even, and it was nasty. And the same thing with my fourths. I kept rehabbing them done myself. So my thirds, which were here, actually my fourths going up this way were my original third. Was my original third. I did it myself for my 16th birthday with the sewing pin. No, it wasn't, guys. No, I'm sorry. That wasn't the sewing pin. It was a safety pin. Do not, first off, y'all. A safety pin is not strong enough to pierce you. It is not hygienically. So, guys, if you guys see me look up once, I actually have on the Goldbergs in the background. I love the Goldbergs, but guys, you do not pierce yourself with anything other than a professional piercing equipment. Borkson. But guys, I actually was not allowed to have any piercings at all, so I had done them myself behind my parents' backs. You go, Borkson, how did you end up with the first set if you weren't allowed to? I had a family member who took me to have it done with my mother's permission, but she just thought I didn't go through with it. I did. She wasn't happy. She wanted me to take them out. Guys, I want them. My dad said, Borkson wants this. We're going to let her keep them. You know, they're fine now. Let her keep them. One set's not bad. So then, a few weeks later, as a late birthday present, I realized that these were not, my third was like up here somewhere. So instead of taking out the one that was a little too far spaced between the seconds and the third, I put a fourth between them that was much too close. You guys could probably still see the old mark here. You guys think that was bad enough? Then I did the other side, and they kept coming uneven, so I went to a piercing place, and they were still messed up. I did the third one myself. I went and had the fourth one done. They kept closing. I went to Claire's. They said, well, they're uneven on both sides, so I'm just going to go ahead and make it uneven on this side. I said, well, no, I want them all even. Eventually, we'll make it even because I'm taking out the other two, so make them all even. And she did it uneven deliberately, pretty much. Oh, well, she did. Okay, so I'm like, I want more piercings. I went back to the professional piercer and had them all redone again. Said all 4. These 2 original 2, and a piercing lady even said they're very close, but she was going to pierce it for me. I paid the money, guys. I was happy. Is it an experience I regret having a pierced lip? You know, I spent a lot of money and I don't have it anymore? Absolutely not. It gave me the thrill I wanted. Anyway, guys, before I went professional route, I had decided that I wanted a 5th piercing, and you guys can see. Okay, maybe I'll see this little dimple right here. This going up was, I had 4, then I had 1 here, and then 1 here. They got torn out. I fell asleep. You guys know I like my stuffies. I'll show you guys. I have a big, for example, I have a big bunny I like to sleep with, Rainbow. Well, at my family home, and I can't go video talking about my family home, I have a teddy bear that's an Olympic teddy bear, an Olympic winning teddy bear, anything wish bear. I don't know how it got caught on his metal charm, where his medal is supposed to hang. He doesn't actually have a medal on it, but it's supposed to hang a medal. I don't know if it got caught on him or on. I honestly think it could have got caught on Quirky or Stefan's zipper on their jacket. When I was hugging my stuffies, I hugged with all of my jewelry in, and it got old. And I wore it like that, guys. And I was, like I like to say, I was flirting with the boy. You can see I have it on the side too. I only had 1. This is where the opposite one was. It's not pulled, so be there. But it's like even with that side, because I had pierced gun 4 and then 5 and 6, 7, 6, 7. I had 4, I had 6 and 0, 7 and that year at a time. And I realized I like to pull at my, by the way, guys, I should say, these used to be stretched. This top one used to be stretched. This one used to be stretched. And these 2 were stretched, and this one was stretched. That is my theory as to why it ripped out. It was stretched. I mean, with a tongue ring in that. A tongue ring, guys, is not supposed to go in an ear piercing Borkson. It's too heavy. They actually have earrings that are the same look as a tongue ring. It's just not an actual tongue ring. I put an actual tongue ring in. And it blew my piercing out. Guys, I was talking to this cute boy. We all know, guys. I used to be boyfriending in my youth. And I'd pull my first lobe because I like to jiggle. I used to jiggle and go up to my toppers here, my midways, and I could feel the jiggle. And I pulled, and it went the first one, the first gauge, and not the second one, or the second piercing. And it was numb there. I was like, what the heck? And I got real close. It was so thin, you guys, that I had to take out I was really afraid of it. So I put on a YouTube interview of the actors of Teen Wolf, because I was really into Tyler Posey, you know, Dylan O'Brien, and Tyler Hoechlin at the time. And I backed it out, guys, and it was so thin it left a big hole in my ear where the tongue ring was at. And I was scared. I got my ear stitched up. I was really scared. It collapsed in, so that's what it looks like. It's all there. It's my cartilage is missing, but guys, don't do that to yourself. So after I've done some of these monstrosities I call piercings, and I'll do a whole separate video on how to gauge my own ears so you guys know that don't do it right. This is where I talk a lot right now about my friend, my old friend Kyle, and his cousin. I heard, because I had some kind of like weird, I'll admit I had a weird crush on Mitchell, probably still do. Mitchell pierced his lip. So what do you think Copycat Borkson does? Pierces her lip. I'm sure Mitch had done professionally, so I pierced my lip, but as I put the in, and by the way, I stole my dad's sewing needle. Dad used to keep his sewing kit out. He still kept it out. I mean, he was 91 and he had arthritis. So he would keep his sewing kit out and his like crochet kit when he was a little boy. And I went through and found a big needle that he had, big sewing needle that Dad had, and I stole it, and I alcoholed it. And I kid y'all, no, I'm sorry, he had here pierced, the labret. I don't know if he still does. It's not my business. I don't care what Mitch has. So I wanted snake bites and a labret. So I popped the labret in. I popped it, like I pierced it on my own. And my boyfriend at the time was like, why don't you want to talk? I'm not going to talk. I'm acting weird. And I come in school with this big hygienic sore on my lip. And he's like, what the heck is that? And I was like, Justin, don't be upset. He said, what? I said, I pierced my lip. And he was like, what? And he was like, I know you're silly, Borkson. A couple of days go by, and I pierced the snake bites. Now, guys, none of them ever got jewelry, and they were only pierced with a sewing needle. My dad goes to walk out in the dining room. First off, things in the dining room. My back turned to my family. So my dad walks into the dining room. I think he's catching me. And I put the needle in and pull it right out. And he never knew. It just got, the parents thought it was pimples. I don't think they ever knew I pierced my lips. Okay, guys, this is where it's starting to get a little more weird, okay? I wanted my nostril pierced on each side. I actually had the money and almost went for a nostril piercing. I also wanted to get the septum. Thank goodness, don't worry, I never tried the septum, but I did the nostril. And I put my dad's sewing needle in again. Poor dad, I was such a thief with his sewing needles. That's why all his sewing needles went missing, by the way, you guys, in my youth. And I put it in, and I hear footsteps. And lo and behold, it's dad again. This goose is gonna catch me. This old goat's gonna catch me. He was going out for a bottle of iced tea and almost caught me. All right, so I go and I pop it out, and a little sore forms on my nose. I did this twice, so my parents did not catch one the first go around. Okay, they're like, I think it was this side I did. I don't remember that. I think I had my nose was pierced. On this side where I actually wore the jewelry, my nose was pierced. Or was it this side? It was this. I don't remember. I think it was this side I was pierced. This time I did it on my own. I did it, but I pulled it right out. Okay, guys. So this is like June. This is like in 16 at this point. So I get the fun. I need to pierce my own belly button. I kid you, god darn not. I seriously stole again my father's sewing needle. This poor man keeps getting his darn needle stolen, and his little things help you mark. Poor man could get his markers and his needles. He just wants to sew, and he's my Demi Gravis. He just wanted to try to sew things. You know, for my Demi Gravis, he used to use I'll do a video later about parent my Demi Gravis thing to help him put the needle in to sew my stuffed animals and all that stuff. Here's a good dog grandpa. He used to fix my toys up for me. I didn't realize there's a needle missing from a sewing kit. And where do you think that needle was? In my belly button. I had to put a band-aid over to go to school because I'm not supposed to have my belly button pierced. And it was like 90% of the way. It was like 99% of the way. It was only missing a tiny little bit on the inside where I couldn't get it, the skin where I couldn't penetrate. But it gets pulled out, and there's clear plasma on my shirt. And the teacher's like, "What is going on with that, Borkson?" And I was like, my mom got called in. My mom had no clue. She was like, "Okay, well, this isn't." So I came and I showed my mom, like, "Hey, look what I did." And she was like, "Did you do that on your own?" And I was like, "Yeah." She was like, "What the heck?" She was like, "So that rumor is true." Okay, guys, you guys think that this is silly enough, but this is ridiculous, right, guys? Mind you, not. Years later, I'm like 23, and I'm like, oh, Quincy Faust. Anyway, nothing to do with the video, but he's just cute. Anyway, so I decided I want to do it again. And this time I'm successful with Dad's sewing needle. I pierced it off center. I'm going to show you guys first. I pierced it off center. But I figured when it gauged and when it stretched, it would be fine. So I went to Walmart to try and find jewelry to put in for an actual belly button piercing in a that was way too small size. Because this is so funny. This is the episode where Erica realizes that she likes Jeff, but Jeff likes another girl with another girl. Okay. Situation we're living, don't you see it? Anyway. And I couldn't find any. I got a jewelry that was small enough because I knew it wouldn't fit. 3 guys, I got scared and just took the jewelry out. It left a scar on my belly button for a while where it looked like a black dot. It looked like a freckle, probably because it wasn't sterilized, right, Borkson? I'm not telling you guys the stories to encourage self-piercing. I'm telling you stories to discourage self-piercing. Remember, if you're old enough to have this piercing, or you think you're old enough, even if your parents say no, you're still going to ask them anyway, because that's what a mature adult does, a mature person. Well, guys, if and when I have children, if they want a piercing, all they have to do is ask me. I will let them have it. Long as my only theory would say if you get it done professionally with a professional equipment at a professional shop that I can oversee. I don't care. Like, I don't give a crap. Like, I want my kid to have piercings that they want. If they want them, if they don't, that's fine too. I think that's all. Like, I wanted my rook, but I would get that done professionally. I'm not going to do any more oral piercings. Guys, I actually was attempting to pierce my own tongue. Thank God my cousin Megan, she took me aside and said, "Hey, Borkson, if you do this, it's going to hurt." She pierced her own tongue. She got it. I'm not even going to tell you guys because I don't want you guys to repeat if you're young. But she did it. And she said she just did it herself Ooh, is my aunt upset? But it went. She said, Borkson, look. Meg took me and said, look, Borkson, if you do this, your parents, this is going to be the last time. And my family members are like, don't tell her that, Meg. She's going to go do it. Like, she does this weird stuff. I've dyed my hair multiple colors. Of course, right after Mitchell dyed his hair black. Borkson dyed her hair black. Just coincidence, of course. Of course. That one time was a coincidence. I did tell my friends, like, maybe Mitchell will love me now. And they're like, this is weird. Okay, guys, so I'm going to call this video here. But yeah, you guys can still see, like, my old pock going up my ears. The ears used to be pierced. Okay, guys, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Sorry, guys, there's a plane flying overhead. If you guys like this kind of content, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell for post notifications. Remember, I hope you guys like my videos. Remember to hit that bell for post notifications so you never miss an upload. Remember, guys, if I get any weird videos or comments, like, show me your body scars or what other piercings you have. You have anything to the equator, you'll get blocked and reported. That ain't what this is there for. I don't make piercing content anymore because I used to get a lot of, like... So, if you have anything, like, around the equator pierced, like, your waist, like, anything around there pierced, or do you have... No, guys, the only thing I have pierced are just my ears. Guys, bye-bye.